Chase Field in Phoenix. The New York Mets play the Arizona Diamondbacks. Friday night Mets on Pix 11. Well, 2 nights ago, the Mets were playing at 35-degree temperatures in Colorado. Now they're in the Valley of the Sun. It's 99 degrees. It's a dry 99, but, 99 nonetheless. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Phoenix. Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez with you tonight as the Mets open a 3-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Mets offense has been struggling this year. There's no question about that. And with folks hurt right now, it's given an opportunity for younger players to come to the fore. Carson Bench has been hot. He moves up to the 5th spot in the lineup tonight. But the Mets need the middle generation of their players to start coming through with regularity.
And those 3 players all 3 of them are in their 5th season. And we're talking about Alvarez, Beatty, and Vientos. Beatty really hasn't been able to get it going this year. He's hitting 3rd tonight. There's been so many different lineups that Mendy has come up with. Vientos has shown signs of his old self, but he hasn't been able to back it up. And Alvarez just has a hard time hitting the ball to the opposite field. Everybody at some point, when you're a late developer, you hit a crossroads, Gary. And I hit a crossroads in 1979. I always feel that was my crossroads year. It's make or break, and you can either go this way or you can go that way.
Meanwhile, for the Diamondbacks, they beat the Mets 2 out of 3 in New York earlier in the season. The big surprise for the Diamondbacks this year has been Ildemaro Vargas. He is the definition of a journeyman player. His 10th season, 5 different teams, but he's off to a superstar start.
A lifetime 258 hitter over 10 seasons. He's never played over 100 games in his 10 years. He is just off to a red-hot start, hitting 360. He's never been a power hitter. He's always been a utility infielder. They say he's playing a great first base, and he's been red-hot.
Already has 6 home runs. That's a new career high, and it's only the 8th of May. Nolan McLean will be on the mound for the Mets tonight. He's been unlucky, but he's still been pitching great.
Well, he's coming off probably his worst start of his career, where he couldn't get out of that 4th inning. He got out of it, but they pulled him after 4, and he got in trouble in that inning, threw a lot of pitches. He's always been a guy that's bounced back. He's a competitor, and we'll see how he responds to that last start.
And the veteran Ryan Nelson pitched a good game against the Mets in New York.
He has pitched better on the road. Remember, he's a high fastball pitcher. He loves to throw that high cheddar. He has not pitched well at home here. His ERA is slightly below 8 in his 3 starts.
So it's the Mets and the Diamondbacks opening a 3-game series in the desert. Mets and Diamondbacks, all the action coming your way tonight on Pix 11.
That swordfish won me the tournament.
New York Mets baseball on Pix 11 is brought to you by Stop and Shop. Good things are in store. By BritBox, stream the best of British TV. By the Hospital for Special Surgery, #1 in orthopedics. And by Cure Auto Insurance, named one of America's best insurance companies by Forbes. Visit Cure.com today and save. May the Force be with you next Thursday afternoon, May 14th, when the Mets host the Tigers on Star Wars Day at Citi Field. Purchase through a special event ticket offer and get a Nolan McLean Star Wars bobblehead. Go to Mets.com/Star Wars for details.
I want one of those. And the themes of the game, and of course, it's going to be the desert heat from McLean with his 51 strikeouts. And as we talked about Vargas in the open, he's red hot with the bat. I kind of question the snake pit. There's other things that are dangerous outside of a rattlesnake. There's Gila monsters, there's tarantulas, and there's black widows. You got to watch out for all 4.
And as you know, Keith, the themes of the game are brought to you by Bet365. The roof is open at Chase Field. It's going to be a nice night for baseball. It's 90s. It's hot. It's baseball weather. Mets lineup brought to you by the New York Lottery. Juan Soto hits leadoff for the 4th straight game. Brett Beatty moves up to the 3 spot. Carson Bench up to the 5 spot. As the Mets try and generate some offense against Ryan Nelson, who held them to just 1 run in New York.
And there's Ryan Nelson, the veteran right-hander, hard thrower. 4-seamer is his delightful pitch that he leans on. He loves to run it upstairs on hitters, and we'll see how the Mets attack that high fastball.
I've never heard you refer to a pitch as delightful before. That's refreshing.
Okay, there's a spectrum defense. And it's not, it's a delightful defense as well. Lourdes Gurriel out in left field. Remember, he was on the IL in that homestand. Corbin Carroll was red hot. He can go get him in right field. Been a late switch in this lineup with Ketel Marte sickness. He got benched, and Jose Fernandez moves to first. And Vargas, who's been playing first, goes to segunda base.
Troy Lavello now in his 10th year with the Diamondbacks. Took him to a World Series a few years ago, but the Diamondbacks are trying to figure things out right now. They've lost 6 of their last 7 and 11 of their last 15, but it was the Diamondbacks who sent the Mets on the path to their 12-game losing streak. They provided the first 2 losses of that historic streak, and the Mets try and get some revenge here in the desert. Juan Soto just 2 for his last 17, but the 2 are a home run and a triple. First pitch by Ryan Nelson is a fastball below the knees for ball 1, and we're underway.
We got a challenge right from the get start.
How about that? First pitch of the game. Gabriel Moreno, the catcher, challenging the ball strike call by Ryan Wills. And
it's a ball.
It's a ball.
So they're out.
Lost a challenge. I just don't understand that, Keith, from a strategic standpoint.
And Juan is having a little fun with Moreno back there. I mean, you just blow one right now, and it's the first pitch of the ball game.
He doesn't get one more.
It's just ridiculous.
A fastball caught the inside corner at 97, a ball and a strike.
And there you're seeing that over the top. He throws right over the top, and that's why that four-seamer has life upstairs. Of course, I'm talking about Ryan Nelson here. I'm never supposed to use a pronoun.
You saw that 6.61 ERA coming into the night, but most of that is the result of one bad start against the Blue Jays. He gave up 8 earned runs in a third of an inning. Other than that, his ERA is at 4.35, which is not great, but it's a lot more respectable than 6.61.
Well, their starters haven't been performing, although they've been performing better of late. And their offense, they haven't hit.
1-2 coming to Soto. And he foul tips it, and Moreno holds it, and that's strike 3. And Nelson's got a strikeout to start the night.
Well, there's the high fastball, and it's effective against today's hitters. Like, look at the uppercut. And it's a slight uppercut, but you got to have it just perfect to make good contact. I always felt the high pitch, if you're swinging level at it, horizontal, it's a head-on collision. Easier to make the solid contact.
Here's Bo Bichette hitting second in the order. Bo was just 2 for 12 in the series in Colorado. And he flies one toward the right field corner, a long run for Carroll. He gets over there, and he makes the catch just inside the line for the second out.
Well, Carroll's got speed. He can cover a lot of ground in right field. His arm is not that great.
The Diamondbacks have been known for their young, speedy outfielders, but they've made some changes. We saw Jake McCarthy in Colorado.
Yes.
He used to be here. Alec Thomas, their other fine center fielder, they just designated for assignment today when they called up a prospect, Ryan Waldschmidt, who will probably be in the lineup for the Diamondbacks tomorrow. Here's Brett Beatty hitting third in the order.
I like these Diamondback uniforms. I don't mind. I usually don't like the two-tone, but I like the colors.
It's the City Connects, the Las Serpientes. That's, snakes in Spanish.
Is that what it means?
That's what it means.
Oh, serpents.
Yes. Las Serpientes.
I could have used that in the themes of the game.
You could have. It was sponsored by Bet365.
I forgot. Okay, here's Mr. Beatty we had on the open. It's kind of this is a do or die year for Brett as well as Vientos and Alvarez.
I mean, when you think about it, the Mets allowed one generation of franchise players to move, letting Nimmo and Alonso and McNeil go. And this is the generation that was previously known as the baby Mets, but they're not babies anymore.
No.
1-2 coming to Beatty, and he dribbles one off his foot, a foul ball.
With Beatty's uppercut too, he's vulnerable upstairs. Soto swings a little bit up. He's a little vulnerable up there, but Soto's dangerous. You got to be very careful with him. Vientos, in that good year that he had, Gary, he was a good high ball hitter, and you wouldn't want to throw him upstairs. But it's been tough for him in the last couple of years. It's hard to figure.
0-2 to Brett with 2 out and nobody on. And Nelson misses up and in with the fastball.
Nelson's a hard thrower.
Nelson went 5 2/3 against the Mets on April the 8th. Gave up a run on 5 hits, didn't walk anybody. Lifetime, though, his ERA against the Mets is 5.96. Beatty takes fastball inside at 98, and it's 2-2.
He's out of the gate, throwing hard.
Brett hasn't been hitting much. He has been getting on base. Last 16 games, he's got a .389 on base percentage. Drawing his share of walks. Gets the curveball and fouls it off. Still 2-2.
Yeah, because he's right over the top. That's the first curve we've seen, Gare. So when someone's over the top, it's a 12 on the clock, on the dial. It's a 12-6. So we used to, as kids, we used to call it a drop. Remember?
That was before I was born.
Oh, okay. We called it a drop.
7th pitch of the at bat to Beatty, and that curveball is fouled at the plate. And he stays in there.
That drop.
We got 2 pitchers tonight, both of whom started out their college careers as two-way players. Ryan Nelson was a shortstop at the University of Oregon. Later became the closer and only started 5 games in college. 2-2 on the way to Beatty, and he fouls away the fastball. So if nothing else, Brett is making Nelson work in this opening inning. Of course, Nolan McLean going for the Mets, two-way player throughout his college career at Oklahoma State and even into the professional ranks before he concentrated on pitching just 2 years ago.
And there's shading in the outfield, Beatty to the opposite field, and I agree.
Pitch number 9 from Nelson to Beatty, and he's caught looking at a fastball at the knees. So Nelson gets a couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3 opening inning. McLean to the mound when we come back. Nolan McLean set to make his 16th major league start.
And there are his numbers that we mentioned coming off probably the worst start of his career. And we'll see if he's bounced back. Usually he's always been able to right the ship. And in Anaheim, he just didn't get it done. It was a tough outing for him.
Yeah, that 4th inning against the Angels, he threw 35 pitches and he was pulled after that. Rare inning where he could not stop the bleeding. Geraldo Perdomo leading off, and he's late on that fastball, and it's 0-2. Perdomo, then Vargas and Carroll for the Diamondbacks, who have lost 11 of their last 15. And Perdomo able to fight that one off. McLean threw a ton of sinkers in his last start against the Angels, 58% two-seamers. Tapper back to McLean, handles it with aplomb, 1 out. As the Optimum Fiber lineup for the Serpientes, or the Diamondbacks. With Ketel Marte scratched, he usually hits second. Vargas moves into that spot. Jose Fernandez was added to the lineup. Marte had been struggling anyway. He was 2 for his last 26 coming into this series.
Yeah, Corbin Carroll has been struggling as well.
So here's Vargas, who's hitting a lusty .360, the best in the major leagues. And perhaps even more surprisingly, the 6 home runs, which already matches his career high. He had 20 home runs in 9 seasons before this year.
As I mentioned, a career .258 hitter over 10 seasons. Utility player.
He's a switch hitter, hitting well from both sides, and he tops one foul on the sweeper from McLean, and it's 0-2.
You're right, Gary. Hitting .375 against lefties and .351 against righties. 10 extra base hits against right-handers.
Facing a guy who's been historically hard to hit. McLean, over his first 15 starts in the major leagues, has given up a total of 60 hits. Only 2 Mets starters had ever given up fewer over their first 15 starts. Matt Harvey and, surprisingly, David Peterson. You don't think of as a low hit guy. That one's cued up the line, and Turin's able to get out and flick it as it went foul.
McLean's thrown 2 breaking balls, Garrett. It's been left-hand hitters, and I don't like that. The sidearms sweeping breaking ball that's horizontal. He has dropped off 2 hellacious down curveballs. And your Car Shield Metropolitan defense. Melendez in right field. The bench in center. The bench has just been playing great defense. And Simeon is just solid at second base.
So Vargas back in the box with an 0-2 count. And he grounds one right at Simeon, who throws him out. 2 batters, 2 ground balls, 2 outs for McLean, who has yet to throw his first ball of the night.
He's looking sharp out of the chute, Garrett.
So 2 out and nobody on, and now Corbin Carroll. Carroll last year, 31 home runs, 32 stolen bases, finished 6th in the MVP balloting.
And Carroll, they'd say, he's been chasing. This whole team chases a lot.
And he hooks one in the air down the right field line. That's going to be down for a base hit. Melendez gets over to cut it off, then bobbles it. Carroll was already sliding into second base. Had he not, he might have been able to go to third after Melendez had trouble picking the ball up. So it's a double for Carroll.
Slider hanging, but it broke in enough to get in enough towards the label. If it had been another 3 inches out over the middle, that would have been sayonara, Charlie.
So a runner in scoring position with 2 down, and now Adrian Del Castillo, who's DHing tonight. Del Castillo fouls one off. You were talking about the chase rate for the Diamondbacks. They're 3rd in the majors in chase rate. But what I find out interesting, and the reason why McLean has come out throwing so many breaking balls, they have hit for an 871 OPS against fastballs. That's 4th best in the majors. Against non-fastballs, 530 OPS, dead last in the majors.
Okay.
So they're a fastball hitting team. And Del Castillo takes a sweeper that misses for a ball, 2-1. Del Castillo, a catcher by trade, but he's been mostly DHing. It's his 20th start, his 12th as a DH. And he pops one up on a ball running in on his hands. Bichette retreats, in comes Soto, and Soto puts it away to retire the side. A double and 1 left after 1, no score. Well, despite the fact that it was 99 degrees at game time, they decided to open the roof tonight, which we always appreciate.
Well, you know, it'll cool down, probably down into the high 70s at night and be very pleasant. I love the dry heat.
You're more of a sauna guy than a steam bath guy?
I am not. I grew up in Northern California. It was not humid. I grew up in a dry climate.
Some of us love humidity.
I know. I don't understand it. I think you're all got a little problem.
I think we probably are a little lax. Mark Vientos went 1 for 12 in Colorado. And he takes fastball down, and it's 2-0.
Well, what we've seen so far, and folks sitting home, is that coming into this game, you know you're going to get a fastball off this guy. He loves to throw it upstairs, so really focus on making him get it down. Don't chase it above the letters.
In the air to left field, Gurriel goes back to the warning track, looks up, and it's out of here. Mark Vientos cracks his 5th home run of the year to get the Mets on the board first. 1-0 New York. This is a ballpark where the ball really travels, especially when the roof is open. And Vientos got enough of that ball that sailed it over the 374 mark for his 5th home run.
Talked about getting it down. Where's his pitch? Oh, it's a cutter. And it didn't cut very much. And it was around mid-5. But point I'm making, make him get it down.
There's Carson Bench. Tries to hold the swing, and he went around.
So really, you think about it, Vientos could have had 2 home runs that first game in Colorado. That could be his 5th home run on this road trip.
Bench went 4 for 10 in the series against the Rockies. Earned him a promotion in the batting order, moved up to the 5 spot. Over the last 13 games, Carson has a .922 OPS, so he is starting to come around.
Well, Carson's strength is below the belt and down. That's where he has to look and attack. If he gets it down there, that's the pitch he wants to jump on and learn to lay off that high ball, which gives him a little bit of trouble. Up and in pitch is the toughest pitch to hit.
Bench carves one foul, and it's 2-2.
One more look at the home run. Well, we know what Vientos is capable of. And boy, the Mets could sure use this. And we mentioned it on the open. You know, Alvarez, Vientos, and Beatty. The Mets are going to have trouble if these 3 guys don't kick it in.
Well, Mark was listening. And Bench goes down swinging on the high fastball, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Nelson.
Yeah, that tied him up right there. It reminds me of the time when I was young and struggling, and I got Don Gullett on the mound. I was getting ready to get sent down here. 1975. I was lost, and I struck out on 3 straight pitches just like that from Don Gullett before he hurt his arm and he was throwing high gas.
Don Gullett was unbelievable. He came up at age 19 too.
Yes.
Throwing gas. There's Marcus Semien. Semien had the 4-hit game night before last in Colorado. By the way, the Rockies, after that series, while the Mets came to Phoenix, short trip, they had to go east, lose 2 hours, go to Philadelphia. They had a 7-2 lead going to the 8th against the Phillies, and then the Phillies tied it up with 5 in the 8th. Semien flies one foul down the right side. That'll go out of play. Justin Crawford, who had not hit a home run, he's been playing every day in center field for the Phillies, hit his first big league home run to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th. And now they're in the 11th, and the Rockies have 2 runs home in the 11th, so no rest for the weary. 9-7. The Rockies lead the Phillies. 0-2 to Semien with MJ Melendez on deck. And Semien strikes out on the slider. Back-to-back strikeouts for Nelson. He's fanned 4 of the first 6.
Now there's a good slider. That's the one he wanted to throw to Vientos, and that's a perfect slider, perfect spot, down break.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now MJ Melendez. Melendez only played 3 games in this ballpark in his career, but he has a home run here and an 1189 OPS in this ballpark. This is a great hitter's park. You know, we talk all the time about Coors Field, what a great hitter's park it is. But this one, particularly when the roof is open, is a very hospitable spot for hitters.
Well, you're in the high altitudes here as well.
Melendez.
And the Southern Rockies are to the east.
You know, we once played a game here back when Randy Johnson was pitching. By the way, Randy's in the house tonight. Randy was pitching against the Mets. Kaz Matsui led off the game with a home run with the roof open.
I remember.
And then thunderstorms came and they had to close the roof.
Right.
And nobody scored the rest of the game, and the Mets won 1-0. And Randy swore that they would never open the roof when he was pitching again. 2-1 to Melendez, and he socks one to center field. Cutting across is Barossa, and he gets there to make the catch. Melendez hit the ball pretty well to left center. Vientos' home run gives the Mets the lead. MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts of every game and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe. Go to the bottom of the 2nd. Nolan McLean's take to a 1-0 lead. His fellow Nolan Arenado leads off for the Diamondbacks. Arenado looked like toast when we saw him early this season, but he's gotten red hot lately.
Yep, he's been happy in that 6 and 7 spot in the lineup. He's had great success there, but he's been moved up with Marte.
Oh, and he drives this one to deep left, and forget that. That's going to tie the game. Nolan Arenado cranks a home run, his 6th of the year, to match Vientos' leadoff home run at the top of the inning. And it's 1-1.
Isn't it funny, Gary, how bad he looked in New York?
I mean, this is one of the best power hitters of his generation.
This was down and in, and just short, compact swing. No overswing here. He always has a very odd swing. If you watch his lead arm, which is his right, usually when you swing it, you stiffen it out. It's straight. At the elbow, he swings and he keeps that elbow slightly bent. Always, and that's always been very odd, very unorthodox. We'll look at it next time he comes up.
For Nolan Arenado, his 359th career home run. He's a 3-time National League home run champion. He had 12 all of last year with the Cardinals. He's already halfway to that this year. Gurriel slices one foul down the line.
One more look at watch that lead with the right hand elbow. We're seeing from above, but this was a no doubter. I mean, we thought that he might have been over the hill in New York here, and you know, here he is, red hot.
He is still on the correct side of the hill. Third home run that Nolan McLean's allowed in 8 starts this year. Lourdes Gurriel was hurt when the Diamondbacks came to New York, so he's only had 47 at bats. Takes that sweeper outside. It's 2-2. Gurriel has started to get hot, hitting .407 over his last 8 games. And McLean runs a full count. Gabriel Moreno, the catcher, is on deck. And Gurriel lines one to center, giving ground his bench, but he's right there. 1 out. So a couple of hard hit balls against McLean to start this second inning.
Both down in the strike zone, Garrett, knee high. You know, there was a day you said you got to keep the ball down. You get hurt upstairs. Today's game got a lot of hitters weak upstairs, and their strengths are downstairs.
There's Gabriel Moreno, who had a good series against the Mets in New York, went 4 for 9 in that series. Moreno had a very nice year for the Diamondbacks last year, working around an injury. Wound up hitting .285 last season with 9 home runs. He played in 83 games. This color scheme is very spiffy.
I love it.
You know, the Diamondbacks have had so many different colors since they came into the league in 1998. This is their City Connect uniform, and it's pretty.
There's not too many City Connects that I like. I think they all stink, but this one's nice.
Did you see the one the Reds were wearing today, the all black uniforms?
No, I did not. Yeah. Did you not like them or like them?
I actually liked them. I thought a lot of them were wearing white shoes with the all black uniform. I thought the red shoes would have been better. I mean, that's a lot of colors right there.
Padres still have that same one. Theirs was
the one
awful.
With the little blotches of like Baja colors.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Not good.
No.
0-2 to Moreno, and the sweeper misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Played throwing a lot of breaking balls early in this game against a team that does not like hitting the breaking ball. Goes up and away with a fastball, and it's 2-2 to Moreno.
Kind of dropped his arm angle on that pitch right there. That's why he missed up.
Still trying to find his rhythm, and he didn't get the call on that sweeper, and it's 3-2.
That kind of bent around the plate, I gather.
I mean, that ball has so much horizontal movement. I don't even know how the umpire can call it. 3-2 coming.
Oh, good pitch.
Came right back with the sweeper and got the foul ball.
One thing you got to be worried about. I mean, that horizontal break is great. You got to keep it away. If you get someone looking out there, they can drive it if you get it out over the plate.
Ninth pitch to Moreno, and he chops one to the left side. Beatty has to hold back on it, and then he throws out Moreno for the second out. Beatty was indecisive that time as to whether he'd come in and get the short hop, but he had time with Moreno running.
Correct. You know the base runner. Play the long hop, absolutely. And Beatty's got the strong arm. That's an easy throw for him. He can make up for the lost time taking the long hop with his strong arm.
Now the rookie Jose Fernandez, who was a late addition to the lineup when Ketel Marte scratched. Fernandez just 22 years old, and he's off to a nice start.
Sure is.
In his rookie season. And he had a couple of hits against McLean in the game that Nolan started against the Diamondbacks in New York. Nolan only gave up 3 hits and 6 1/3 in that game, and Fernandez had 2 of the 3 hits. Playing first base tonight. The sweeper misses down. 2 balls and a strike. McLean's given up 2 hits. They've both gone for extra bases. Fernandez couldn't catch the sinker, and it's 2-2.
So the scouting report on home plate umpire Ryan Wills tonight said he has a small strike zone, not apt to extend it much in any direction. And so far he's not given that borderline pitch. It's not going the pitcher's way.
Well, the one thing about what the ABS has done is it has shrunk the sides and the top and bottom of the strike zone, but it's expanded the corners, because the umpires generally call an oval strike zone, and the ABS provides a rectangular strike zone. Swing and a miss, got him with a curveball. First strikeout of the night for McLean, but Arenado's home run ties the game 1-1 after 2.
New York City.
Drive Around the Majors brought to you by Buick. The Nationals brought Foster Griffin in from Japan, and he has been a gem for them. Pitched a great game against the Marlins tonight. Mike Burrows threw 7 scoreless innings for the Astros in their win over the Reds, and the Rockies got 2 in the 11th, trying to hold off the Phillies in the bottom of the 11th. Francisco Alvarez DHing tonight, leads off against Ryan Nelson in the 3rd. Alvarez has a home run on his ledger against Nelson, 2 for 10. And he chops one foul, 0-1. Alvarez has a 6-game hitting streak going. Doing some DHing the last week to try and keep his bat in the lineup and Torrenz's defense as well. And Alvarez lines one to left, and that's down for a base hit. So Francisco now has a hit in 7 straight games, and the Mets have a leadoff base runner in the 3rd.
Fastball ran in. So you notice where Francisco kind of steps in the bucket, so he opens up for that inside pitch.
Some chopping going on.
Or whatever.
Here's Luis Torrens making his 12th start, and he takes first pitch on the outside corner, a cutter, 0-1. Every year, every team.
Yep. That's just.
They spend a lot of time working on these things. And they don't always want to tell us what it denotes.
Well,
it's kind of a club secret. You have to know the secret handshake in order to pry loose any information.
That and the celebration in the dugout with the apparel, whatever it is.
Well, we like the blue collar aspect of the hard hat and
every team
reflective vest. All different teams have different traditions.
And I can't see myself smiling at the first base or third base dugout camera.
No, I can't see you smiling
after
on
I
the
hit a
field
home run
at all.
I can't see myself doing that.
You were pretty dour when you were on the field as a player. Let's face it.
Very serioso.
Two coming. I mean, what happened between then and now?
It is. It's mind-boggling. It's a sea change.
It's like Ronnie says all the time. This is not the guy I played with. Juan Soto waiting on deck. Alvarez a very short lead at first. Fernandez holding him on. Big hole on the right side for Torrens, who likes going that way, and he tries to shoot one to right and fouls it off.
Well, that's the strength of Torrens. You know, he's not a home run hitter, and he just has to stay level, use the gap to gap.
Ryan Nelson started last year in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. They had injuries. He wound up in the rotation, made 23 starts, and wound up being named their pitcher of the year. Pitched to a 3.39 ERA last year, his best season. Now making his 8th start of this year. The results have not been quite what he would have wanted so far, but he pitched well against the Mets first time around, and he pitched really well in his last start against the red-hot Cubs. Gave up just a run over 5 2/3. 1-2 to Torrens, and he fouls back the fastball. Can really bring it there at 98. He throws that fastball a lot. 62% of his pitches this year have been four-seam fastball.
Yeah, as I mentioned, he does struggle at home. Look at that ERA. Talk about a seed change.
He had that 8-run, 1/3 of an inning start against Toronto at home. And he goes upstairs to strike out Torrens. That's 5 strikeouts first time through the batting order for Ryan Nelson.
That's what the hitters. It looks so good coming up when it's upstairs, and you just can't get mesmerized by it. You just got to say, don't swing.
Well, it's the closest to your eyes. It's the pitch you can see the best.
There's a lot of guys and hitters, even I've watched and played against, that just could never lay off that high one.
There's Soto, who struck out his first time up. Curveball in the dirt. Stopped by Moreno, ball 1. Soto's got 2 home runs in his career against Nelson, 3 for 13 overall. Well, he's never had much luck, though, in this ballpark. His lifetime batting average at Chase Field is .210. It's the lowest of any National League park.
And you said he didn't like hitting in Coors Field.
Yeah, he felt as though his ball didn't carry. Fly ball out to right center. Rosa is there.
That is just, I find that so odd that you're in 2 of the best hitting ballparks. You got one of the best hitters in the game, power hitter, and he hasn't had success.
You know, it's like they
strange.
say. It's like they say there are courses for horses.
It's just bizarre. And it's, you know, that's why they play the games. It's a funny game.
Can't predict baseball, Keith.
No, you can't. Well, you can't predict anything, really.
He's full of shit.
There are some people in the game that think they can predict, but you know, you can't.
Well, you can enhance your probabilities, but you can't make it happen. Bichette flied out to right his first time up. Alvarez at first with 2 out. And Bichette flies one out to right field. That's deep. Back goes Carroll to the warning track, and right at the wall, he makes the catch.
Wow.
And Carroll might have hurt himself as he smacked against the fence. But with a little hop right at the wall, Carroll pulls it down to take an extra base hit away from Bichette.
I do not like those screens.
Well, Corbin Carroll looks like he's okay. He's got his helmet on, ready for his time at bat. Watch his throwing hand as he braces against the wall.
Did he catch a finger? And, you know, he did. And that is so dangerous to have a screen like that. Didn't Bobby Valentine blow out his knees that way on a cyclone fence?
Broke his leg in 2 places.
It's just so dangerous. You know, ownership wants to have those people have a nice seat out there in right field and looking through the screen there. But you're putting your player in danger of getting hurt.
Jorge Barrosa leading off the bottom of the 3rd. Barrosa, another switch hitter. This lineup is full of them. Barrosa's play in center field enabled the Diamondbacks to designate Alec Thomas for assignment. Barrosa made some tremendous plays against the Mets in the series in New York. Top of the zone strike, and it's 2-2.
That was a heck of a catch. That was a tough play by Carroll to make. Saved a run.
Got the note from Mark Simon at Sports Info Solutions today about Bo Bichette. He has had more defensive runs saved against him than any player in baseball.
I saw that.
3-2 to Barossa. He fights that one off.
You know, I always read Mark's notes that he brings to us because they're kind of analytic. And you know, today they're talking about Nelson pitching. 62% of his pitches are four-seam fastballs. There's strike 3 right there. And I'm thinking, if I'm a young kid, they're doing those hour hitting meetings, and they're filling my head with this percentage, this pitch, and that pitch. And even if you try to shut it off, if you're a veteran, it's going to resonate. It's going to sink in, and I wouldn't want to know.
Geraldo Perdomo takes outside. Well, there's a case to be made for too much analysis creating paralysis as Torrens challenges that call, and he gets it overturned. The ABS challenge presented by Nissan, so the Mets win that challenge and turn a ball into a strike.
What year was it, Garrett, where the Met hitters kind of rebelled against it? Remember McNeil was saying it was too much, and it was like 4 years ago, if I recall, that they just were kind of like in sensory overload.
Well, the key to coaching these days in any sport, but particularly in baseball, is to take the analytics and filter it down to a digestible piece of information that can help a hitter, as opposed to 17 different pieces of information that can only confuse him. Rounded down to first, and a nice backhand knockdown by Vientos. McLean gets over to cover, and that's the second out.
Know what I would prefer instead of the number here? We'll take a look at this play here. Vientos, he gets the glove and keeps it in front. Instead of he throws, put a number on it, 62. Say he predominantly throws that pitch.
And I think that is the way it's presented to the players. I don't think they're throwing a ton of numbers at the players. I think they're trying to make them understand how teams are game planning against them. Vargas with a check swing tapper, and that'll go foul.
Vargas is a free swinger. He has only walked 4 times this year.
He has one of the highest chase rates of any hitter in the majors, and that's what makes you think that this start that he's off to is unsustainable, because he does chase so much.
Well, hey, ride that horse as long as you can. Go to the whip. Sprint horse.
And he tries to bunt his way on. It's a foul ball. Torrens picks it up in the batter's box, and Ryan Wills immediately said foul. Part of the batter's box is in fair territory. Most of it is in foul territory.
Right.
It's an imaginary line that extends from the foul line to the corner of home plate, so that front corner is still in fair territory. Going to Vargas. Grounded out to second base his first time up. And McLean gets him with a changeup. 1-2-3 inning for Nolan McLean, his third strikeout of the night.
We make aging part of life.
Health report brought to you by New York Presbyterian. A.J. Minter, like he might be on track to return this weekend. However, he's feeling a little hip discomfort. Remember, he had hip surgery a couple of years ago. They don't think it's serious, but they're shutting him down for a few days, and that'll delay his return from the lat surgery that he had last April, after he appeared only briefly for the Mets. And it'll be a big addition if the Mets can finally get Minter back and healthy.
Well, they give him that second left-hander to go with Rayleigh.
Red Beatty grounds one toward the hole. Vargas with the sprawling stop and the throw, and he got him. Oh, wow. Terrific play by Vargas. Not only getting to that ball, but rolling over and making an accurate throw to get Beatty for the first out.
Yeah, he can't win a long way. The ball wasn't hit hard and enabled him to get to it. The play here is getting up off the ground, throwing from his feet and a spinorama, as you would say, Gary.
One out and nobody on. Now Mark Vientos, who homered for the Mets run, leading off in the second. Mark's 5th home run of the year. They've all come on the road. In fact, his last 7 home runs last year all came on the road. So 12 straight home runs for Vientos away from Citi Field. Nelson quickly up in the count 0-2. Carson Bench, the on-deck batter. Vientos led off the top of the second with a home run. Nolan Arenado led off the bottom of the second with a home run. Mark takes it up and away, 1-2.
Well, here's his bomb here. Oh, breaking ball right over the outer half.
Did you notice on the hard hat that the Mets don after home runs, they've put stickers with the numbers of every player who has donned the hard hat.
Oh, so it's like the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Hoping to be a lot more 27s on there.
They play a lot more games in football.
Well, what exactly do you have to do to earn a Buckeye?
I think an interception, a fumble recovery, a sack.
How about an offensive lineman? How does he get Buckeyes? Good block?
I bet you, yeah.
Pancake?
Whatever.
2-2 coming. And a high fly ball hit to center. This one's playable for Barossa. And he's got it to it for the second out of the inning. So Vientos retired. 5 in a row retired by Nelson. And Carson Bench will come up with 2 out and nobody on. So the Rockies got 2 in the 11th. They held on to beat the Phillies 9-7 tonight.
Is that the second loss for Mr. Mattingly since he took the helm?
Third, because they lost yesterday.
Oh, that's
as well.
right.
So they've dropped 2 straight. Ben struck out on a high fastball his first time up. And he grounds one to the right side. Easier play for Vargas. And that retires the side. 1-2-3 inning for Nelson. Still 1-1 in the 4th.
Mr. Bringing sabor to the table.
Be at Citi Field next Friday night for the Subway Series opener and the first fireworks night of the season. Weather permitting, enjoy a fireworks show after the Mets and Yankees kick off their season series. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/fireworks. Corbin Carroll leads off the home 4th against Nolan McLean and takes a fastball strike. Carroll jumped on the first pitch he saw from McLean and hooked a double to right field with 2 out in the first. Carroll has started to get his bat going. He's now hit in 7 straight games. A terrific series against the Mets in New York. And 4 hits in that series, 2 doubles and a triple. And the curveball drops in for a strike, and it's 1-2. Maybe the slowest curveball I've seen McLean throw.
That was that get me over curve right there in the outside corner that Ronnie always talks about.
And Carroll got a piece of it to stay in the at bat.
Oh boy, how did he do that?
I mean, that ball was almost on the ground when he made contact.
What's the rule here? If the ball hits the dirt first and it bounces off the ground, hits your bat and it's a foul, is that considered contact?
Sure, you can hit the ball on the bounce.
Okay, so
Guys have gotten hits.
It's like cricket
on the bounce. Yeah, just don't let them knock over the wicket.
There's some things in the rule book that I don't know, that I just haven't seen.
We'll sit down and have a seminar.
No, it's okay. I think that hit him. Curveball got him on the On the back foot.
Carroll hit by the sweeper that is a literal back foot sweeper.
And that got the toes.
So now you have to be concerned about the stolen base. Carroll has 4 this year. He had 32 last year in a 30-30 season. Adrian Del Castillo fouls off first pitch fastball.
Yeah, he hasn't yet to be thrown out. He's had 4 straight successful.
This is a Diamondbacks team that does not steal a lot of bases. They're second to last in the National League in steals. And that backdoor sweeper stays outside, and it's 1-1. So far, Nolan's having trouble landing that pitch. He's been very breaking ball heavy in this game against a fastball hitting team in Arizona. Tries it again and again misses with it, and it's 2-1.
This was always a hit and run count, 2-1. Carroll not really having an aggressive lead at first.
Very short lead.
Yeah.
And Del Castillo hits a double play ball. Semien gets it to Bichette and back to first. In time double play. 2-man down. Ball was not hit hard, so the Mets had to hurry. And Semien and Bichette turn it over. 2 down.
Quick release. Good turn. Oh, no slide. Gosh, you got to slide, don't you? Nice pick. Short hop. Gosh, you got to slide, Corbin.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now Arenado, who homered to lead off the second inning, his 6th of the year. And the 359th of his career. Which ties him with Johnny Mize on the all-time home run list. The big cat.
Yes, I met Johnny Mize.
Did you?
All the when I was a young player, all the old-timer games, Gary, were all the old Cardinals.
That's pulled deep but foul. He's had himself another bomb, but he got a little too quick.
That was so much fun, Cardinal old-timers day. Enos Slaughter, Terry Moore, all those great. Johnny Mize.
I mean, Johnny Mize played for the Cardinals, but he also played for the Giants and the Yankees.
Yep.
2-2 to Arenado, and he pulls that to third. Backhanded by Beatty. The long throw across the diamond is perfect. Side retired. We played 4 in the desert. Mets and D-backs tied at 1. Well, our obligatory cactus shot.
Of course, and the moon.
Just about sunset in Arizona.
The nights are so wonderful here when it's hot.
They do not observe daylight savings time in Arizona. So during the winter, they're on Mountain Standard Time, 2 hours behind New York. But during the summer, they're still on Mountain Standard Time, and they're 3 hours behind New York. Marcus Semien struck out his first time up, and he pops this one a mile high in the middle of the infield.
I'll say it's a mile high.
Fernandez, the first baseman, having trouble, and he stays with it. And almost got away from Jose Fernandez, but he makes the play for the first out.
The purple glove right there.
That purple glove belongs to Carlos Santana.
Yes.
Who's currently on the injured list. It's even got the gold label because Santana's a gold glover. Fernandez someday maybe, but not yet.
Even Vargas uses Santana's glove.
Jim Melendez takes curveball outside for ball 1.
How about the home run? Speaking of high pop-ups, the home run that the Pirate center fielder hit off the
top of the
foul pole.
Well, I mean, the one by Jake McCarthy yesterday went over the foul pole.
I agree. This one, folks, was a high fly ball, and it came like a moon landing on to hit the top of the pole, like it was
right on top.
A 3-point play. I mean, it's so rare.
It's like the lem
Yes.
landing on the moon.
That was in Texas, right against the Rangers, I believe.
Well, that was last week sometime. 2-1 to Melendez with Francisco Alvarez on deck.
I was a little late getting the news. I just saw it this morning, and I guess it was.
Have you heard about the Lindbergh baby?
I did, yes.
Went into Melendez, and it's 3-1. That grand slam McCarthy hit yesterday was the first go-ahead grand slam in the 8th inning or later by a Mets opponent since Corbin Carroll hit one off Edwin Diaz here 2 years ago. And who was on deck when Carroll hit it? Jake McCarthy. Full circle. 3-2.
Keep an eye on the miles per hour on the fastball of Nelson. He threw one at 92, and now this one at 95.
He's throwing 98 earlier in the game.
Yes, Gary.
Melendez cranks one out to left center. Should be playable for Barossa. And he's got it. 2 out. Now time for tonight's Optimum Fiber poll question. Scan the QR code on your screen to cast your vote for what's the biggest key to a successful turnaround in the Mets season. In last week's poll, 66% of fans thought that Juan Soto would be the Mets team MVP this season.
Well, it's a long way to go.
This is game number 38. So you got today's game, and then you have 124 more games.
Well, number one right now, and I know you don't want to look ahead. You take it a day at a time. The Mets have to claw back to 500. That's the first task.
They're 9 games under right now. Alvarez at a base hit to left field his first time up. Nelson's retired 8 in a row since that. And he picks off the outside corner. Got that one up to 98.
98, yeah. You know, that reminds me, Gary, when Bedrosian came up with the Braves. And he was throwing 100. On today's gun, he'd be 100 miles an hour. And he was a starter for the Braves. First 2 at bats, gas. Third at bat, it was 2 feet short. And that's why the Phillies said they turned him into a closer.
And he won a Cy Young.
Absolutely. The Phillies realized that he gassed out, and I was waiting for that third at bat off of him.
As a starter, he was less bedrock and more, tout.
Yes, but he could throw hard.
All 2 strikes to Alvarez. Each team with a run and 2 hits as we play in the 5th. And Alvarez chases the high fastball. And Ryan Nelson has his 6th strikeout. He's retired 9 Mets in a row. We're halfway through in Phoenix. Mets and Diamondbacks tied at 1. Nolan McLean gave up a 2nd inning home run to Nolan Arenado, but nothing else. Home 5th inning, still tied at 1. Lourdes Gurriel leads off. He lined out to center his first time, and he chases a first pitch sweeper for strike 1. Gurriel, younger brother of Yuli, who was quite a player. Yuli, though, got a late start in the major leagues coming from Cuba. Lourdes began his big league career at a younger age, started out in Toronto, and in his 4th year with the Diamondbacks. Nice snag by McLean, who knows how to field his position.
Sure does.
1 out.
He's an athlete.
I think Semien makes this play easily anyway, but it's just nice to see pitchers who can field their position.
He's in a position. He ends up in a position to field.
Well, it's like we were talking about yesterday with Peralta, where he let a ball go, but Peralta's kind of sideways after he delivers a pitch. McLean is all square to the plate.
Yes, he is.
Which is the way they used to teach pitchers before they emphasize throwing the ball as hard as you can on every pitch.
The antithesis of that was Bob Gibson with a big follow through, but he was so athletic.
Gabriel Moreno takes a sinker low and in. It's 2-0. Moreno grounded out to third base his first time up. That's one of the reasons why Greg Maddux won so many Gold Gloves. He was always in fantastic fielding position. What did he win? 17?
19.
19.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Jim Cott.
More than you.
It was more than Jim Cott and Brooks Robinson. They held that record for decades at 16, and he surpassed them.
3-1 coming. It's lifted foul. Of course, the great trivia question is, who was the last pitcher to win a Gold Glove before Greg Maddux?
That would be our colleague.
Yes, it would.
RJ.
I mean, if it hadn't been for Maddux, Ronnie probably would have won some more Gold Gloves.
Well, Ronnie was a heck of a fielder. One of the best moves to first base. He and Joaquin Andujar. Best moves to first. Had to be ready. Quick.
Full count to Moreno with Jose Fernandez on deck. And he reaches for that one. Fouls him off. 18.
Well, he always talks. You don't have to throw hard to win, to be a winner. And he was a master at changing speeds. That cutter to left-handers was such an effective pitch for him, and he backed it up with that changeup. I had never faced him. Ooh, that was close. I faced him once when he was with the Cubs and he was young.
And he threw harder when he
didn't have the cutter then, and he didn't have the changeup. He was kind of a raw pitcher. I think I hit a home run off of him. If I'm not mistaken.
First walk given up by McLean, so Moreno's aboard with one out. Now Fernandez, who struck out his first time up, and he takes a sweeper for a strike.
Can we double check that, guys? If I hit a home run off Maddux, I don't want to misspeak here. I don't want to get Greg mad at me.
We're talking about Greg, right? Not Mike.
Yeah, Greg.
Having trouble commanding that fastball right now. It's a ball and a strike. Can't look at the name Jose Fernandez without thinking of the great Miami pitcher who died way too young. Remember the night we were in Miami? First game at home after that boating accident.
Yep, I lost my control there in that open. I couldn't help it.
I thought it was incredibly poignant the way the Marlins handled it. All wearing his jersey and having just a great touching ceremony. Even after the game, they went out to the mound and paid tribute. What a loss. Curveball got him looking. Fernandez caught with that curve on the outside edge. And that's the fourth strikeout for McLean. 2 down.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. You know what? You're talking about when he takes velocity off, he gets more break air. And the key to that is to keep that spin rate the same as when you really want to throw that snappy tom. And David Cohn always said, I remember distinctly when he had 153 or 100, because after 120 pitches, I couldn't throw my curve as hard, but it broke more and I could command it better. When it makes perfect sense to me.
Well, McLean is throwing his curveball differently tonight than he has in the past. I mean, his average velocity on that curve coming into the night was 82 miles an hour. He threw one just pitch before last against Barossa that was 72. Never seen that from him before. Still got the high spin, still has the great vertical and horizontal movement. He has the highest spin rate curveball in baseball this year, averaging 3,291 RPMs on that curve.
Okay.
That's a lot of RPMs. Fly ball left center. Bench gives some ground. He's got plenty of room. And he's got it to retire the side. A walk in, one left after 5, tied at 1.
Indeed.com/higher now.
Mets baseball on Pix 11 is brought to you by Lincoln. By AAA Northeast, providing trusted roadside assistance, travel services, discounts, insurance, and financial services for over 120 years. By Cambridge Paving Stones with Armor Tech, your outdoor dreams come true. And by Goya, 90 years of bringing sabor to the table. Luis Torrens leads off the 6th inning against Ryan Nelson, who's retired 9 in a row after giving up a leadoff hit to Francisco Alvarez in the 3rd. That's got their only run on a Mark Vientos home run, leading off the 2nd. Torrens, then Soto and Bichette in the 6th. Fastball right there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Keep an eye on that miles per hour, folks. Up in the upper left-hand corner.
Nelson has not completed a 6th inning yet this year. This is his 8th start. His longest outing has been 5 2/3. Did that against the Mets. He did it again in his last start against the Cubs. But his pitch count is low, and he should be good to go. 1-2 coming to Torrens. And he just got a piece of that fastball to foul back. Still throwing 97.
Yeah.
Well, the Cubs won again tonight. They beat the Rangers 7-1, proving they can win other places than Wrigley Field. They've won 15 straight home games, their longest stretch in many a year. Was it 91 years? 1935?
I believe it was, yes.
But tonight they won their 10th in a row, so the Cubs have now had 2 10-game winning streaks already this season.
Yeah, they're 27-12 now.
Two to Torrens, and he's able to lay off the slider. Full count.
You remember in the old days, the Cubs would always fold. In the days when they played the day games, they would wear down as the season progressed, and they would always fold in August, September. 69 comes to mind.
Ground ball hit to short. Perdomo waits on the hop. And Torrens retired 1 away. So Nelson's now retired 10 in a row. This is the 10th time in 38 games this year that an opposing pitcher has retired 10 in a row against the Mets.
Really?
10 times.
It's not good.
No, it's not. I mean, they say hitting is contagious. I don't know if hitting droughts are contagious as well. Here's Soto, who struck out and flied out 0 for 2. 3rd time around the order for Nelson, and Soto goes up to foul off that high fastball.
Well, Juan's geared on the fastball. You're not going to throw it by him. If he makes a mistake and gets it down, he's going to get hurt. He's got to keep it upstairs. See, get Juan to chase upstairs. Juan did chase in that first at bat when he struck out, but he's right on that fastball.
Takes inside. That almost hit him. Did it hit the bat?
That's got to be a foul ball or a hit by pitch. One or the other.
It hit the bat.
Yeah, it's
foul ball.
Yep, 0-2. Little cutter. I think a late cut. Yep, look at that little run in. That's a good pitch. Tough to lay off.
So 0-2 to Soto with Bichette on deck. Foul back into play. Soto came out guns blazing after coming back from the injured list, but right now just 2 for his last 19. He hasn't looked great at the plate the last few days. And the curveball, he went around, strike 3.
Yep.
Second time Soto's been struck out today. This time Nelson got him with the hook.
That was classic up and down the ladder. Ahead in the count. You don't have to throw a strike. Throw a hard curve in the dirt. Drop, Garrett.
It dropped.
And you know, it's hard to lay off.
7 strikeouts for Nelson, which matches his season high. He's never struck out more than 9 in a game. There's Bichette, who hit one to the right field fence his last time up that Carroll made a nice catch on. Bo is 0 for 2. And he pops this one up to shallow right. who's going to get it. Second baseman Vargas. Side retired. 12 straight retired by Nelson. Still 1-1.
Here.
The Subway Series opener next Friday will be an Apple game, so Friday Night Picks coverage returns in 2 weeks. It'll be the Mets and the Marlins from Miami on the 22nd. Coverage begins at 6:30. First pitch at 7:10. Third time around the order for Nolan McLean. Geraldo Perdomo takes a sweeper for a strike as he bluffs a bunt. Perdomo's been up twice, grounded out both times. Vargas and Carroll to follow. McLean's allowed just a run on 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 4 through the first 5. And Perdomo gets ahead of that one and yanks it foul. Perdomo had a superb year last year, finished 4th in the MVP balloting, hit .290, 20 homers, 27 steals, outstanding defense. He's struggled so far this year, particularly from this side of the plate. He's in a .263 right-handed, just .219 left-handed. And McLean gets him to chase the sinker for strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Nolan McLean, 1 down in the 6th.
There's that fastball he throws here that runs away. Starts in the outside corner, and the late movement, it's a foot outside almost. And you cannot hit a pitch that far away.
Need a much longer bat.
It was a Lee Wire strike.
1 out. Here's Ildemaro Vargas. And he lines one the other way for a base hit.
How about that?
Vargas just keeps on hitting. He's got the 3rd Arizona hit of the night against McLean, a 1-out single.
Well, you got a guy out there dealing with the good breaking stuff, Gare, and you know they've seen him now. And I don't want to get 5-6 pitches off of McLean. I'm going to get a first pitch fastball. I'm going to cover it. I want 1 pitch out of the box.
So now a dangerous spot with Corbin Carroll stepping in. He's already doubled and been hit by a pitch tonight. He attacks the first fastball and fouls it off.
It looks like McLean now is going to a little bit of that sinker now. He's changing gears here.
That was his pitch of choice against the Angels in his last start. He's been very breaking ball heavy tonight. Fastball sails high, ball and strike. Vargas at first, not a base stealer, is a very short lead. Backdoor sweeper stays outside. He's had trouble landing that pitch all night.
Yep. And the pitch prior, Gare, Alvarez set up inside, wanted the fastball in, and he missed arm side high. So keep an eye on that.
2-1. That catches the zone. 2-2.
What I mean by when you start missing up and away a pitcher, it means the sign is lowering his arm release a little bit, maybe signs of tiring. I don't think he's tired.
Breaking ball bounced foul. Well, McLean is up to 93 pitches on the night. Most he's thrown at a start this year is 100. It's not been an efficient outing for McLean. 2-2. Upstairs with a fastball, full count to Carroll. Adrian Del Castillo on deck. Elias Myers, first man up in the Mets bullpen. He's happy to be back closer to sea level. A rough time in Colorado.
He sure did.
3-2 coming, and Carroll lifts one to left field. Soto edges over, and he puts it away, tagging at first Vargas, but he'll stay put, and that's the 2nd out. So Carroll is retired for the first time tonight. And now McLean try to get through 6 as he takes on Adrian Del Castillo.
And so unfortunate that there's 100 pitch count in today's game, because few decades ago, to be watching him pitching a gem through 9.
Del Castillo takes that backdoor sweeper, and once again he fails to land it. Ball 1. Del Castillo is flying to left and bounced into a double play. And that one lands for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Interesting to see Del Castillo DHing and hitting cleanup. Yet to really hit much in his big league career. 26-year-old out of University of Miami.
And they got him hitting cleanup as well.
Klain does an outstanding job controlling the running game. In his first 15 big league starts, he's allowed 1 steal. 1-1 coming. Del Castillo swings and misses at that sweeper, and it's 1-2. Klain trying to cap off this 6th inning with his 99th pitch of the night. One-two coming. Oh, moves his feet. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2. Two and 2 to Del Castillo. And a half swing. He went around strike 3. Nola McLean caps off 6 solid innings, 6 strikeouts, a run on 3 hits. That's need to get him some offense. Still 1-1 after 6.
Let's Stop and Shop.
Hyundai in-game box score for the Mets. Home run by Mark Vientos in the 2nd, and that's basically been it. Ryan Nelson's retired 12 in a row as Brett Beatty leads off in the 7th inning. And gets the curveball in for a strike, 0-1. So this is Nelson's longest start of the year. He had not completed 6 innings in any of his prior starts. He's gone as far as 7 2/3 in his career. Beatty was robbed of a hit by Vargas his last time up, and he fouls one off. 0-2. He knocked the piece right off the umpire's mask. His billy goat strap came off after getting whacked by that foul ball.
Is that what it's called, a billy goat strap?
Well, it protects your throat.
Right. Okay. That was all because of Steve Yeager, correct?
Right.
Here.
That's why they started wearing them.
Yep. Steve
Stayed
Yeager
on
got
for a moment and then hanging by a thread. And there it goes. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Beatty, with Vientos and Benj to follow. Well, you hope with that strap gone that it doesn't get anything in that area.
Right. The show must go on, Gary.
Popped up on the left side. Arenado gives way to Perdomo, and he puts it away, 1 out. So Nelson keeps rolling. That's 13 straight retired.
You know, just we should probably clarify to what happened to Steve Yeager. There's a lot of young fans out there that don't know this, that he got a broken bat, foul tip, and the bat came around and hit him in the throat, the jagged edge. And it was, you know, could have been life-threatening. And so ever since then, they developed the billy goat.
Here's Vientos, whose home run provided the Mets their only run. Well, there was a hockey equivalent. Remember, Clint Malarchuk got cut by a skate.
I did not
Right
know.
across his throat.
Oh, boy.
Fortunately, he survived it, but it was pretty ugly at the time. Nelson overthrowing a couple of fastballs to Vientos, and he falls behind 2-0. This is the guy that beat him on a 2-0 pitch in the 2nd inning. Vientos fouls that one back.
Good cut on it, just under.
Diamondbacks bullpen has been quiet. Looks like that's about to change. 2-1 to Vientos. And Mark reaches and fouls off a cutter. And it's 2-2. Right ahead for the Mets, brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Fox has the game tomorrow. We're back with you Sunday on SNY. Then the Mets go home to play the Tigers and the Yankees before they go to Washington and Miami. 2-2 to Vientos with 1 out and nobody on. And Mark skies this one foul.
I am going to stay an extra day here, Gare, at this lovely hotel that we stay at, Resort Hotel. I don't have the Detroit series.
Juan Murillo gets up in the bullpen. He's been nails for the Diamondbacks. Their bullpen's really good. 2-2. Outside, good take by Vientos, and it's 3-2.
Just missed.
Nelson has not walked a batter tonight. Struck out 7. Allowed just 2 hits. 3-2 to Mark. And he pops this one up into shallow right. Carroll comes jogging in. And there are 2 away. That is 14 straight Mets retired. It's a lot of 8s, kid.
Oh, goodness.
So here's Benj. Carson elevated to the 5 spot in the batting order tonight. He's gone 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. So many games this year have gone just this way. Mets get good starting pitching. They make something happen offensively early in the game, and then a brownout.
In good hitting ballparks.
And the cavalry is not coming. I mean, all the guys who are hurt, Robert and Polanco and Lindor, none of them is anywhere close to coming back. The Mets have got to win with what they have. 1-1 to Bench. And that just missed. 2 balls and a strike. 90 pitches now for Nelson. He's thrown as many as 93 in a game this year. Trying to get through 7 for the first time this season. And Bench tried to hold the swing. It's in there for a strike anyway, and it's 2-2. Takes it inside, and now a full count. I'm feeling this might be the last batter for Nelson if he doesn't get Benj. We've got Murillo ready to face Semien, who's on deck. Nelson has not walked anybody. He struck out 7. Second straight full count. And Benj yanks one foul down past Gilbert Gomez. Still 3-2. Year-old Ryan Nelson from Henderson, Nevada, by way of the University of Oregon. Looking for his second win. His only wins come against the Mets this year. 3-2. And the curveball fouled off.
Oh, that was a good pitch, and he stayed in the at-bat there. That was a hard drop here on the back door after all the fastballs inside. So he did good just to stay. Benj did good just to stay here in the at-bat.
8th pitch coming from Nelson to Benj. And Carson takes it inside, ball 4. And the Mets have a 2-out base runner. First walk of the night for Nelson, who had retired 14 in a row before that free pass. And that's going to be the last pitch he throws. Torey Lovullo set to make a pitching change. Juan Murillo has been warming in the bullpen. And he makes the sign, and that's going to be all for Nelson, who will exit after 6 2/3 outstanding innings. Murillo comes in a 1-1 game in the 7th. We'll be right back to Arizona.
GMC Sierra. It's the truck. During GMC Truck Month, get 2.9% APR for 72 months on 2026 Sierra 1500 models. Plus, no monthly payments until after Labor Day. We are professional grade.
Well, nobody's outside the ballpark because they're all inside the ballpark. Roof open, windows open at Chase Field on a 90-plus degree night. And hard-throwing Juan Murillo trying to get through the top of the 7th. Marcus Semien steps in, bench at first, has a big lead, and Murillo throws over.
Yeah, it's a good time. Game like this, we're in the 7th. Try to kill for a bag.
Murillo's in his 2nd year, and he's having an outstanding season so far for the Diamondbacks. He's never picked a runner off. Bench has a big lead again, not going, and Semien pops it up. Perdomo calling for it. Side retired. Murillo throws one pitch and gets the Diamondbacks through the top of the 7th, still tied at 1. Mets Baseball on Pix 11 is brought to you by Infinity. Experience their luxury SUVs at your local retailer today. By SN Health, where your health is essential. And by New Jersey Lottery, play the Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs for a shot at winning $200,000. Anything can happen in Jersey. Bottom of the 7th, Luke Weaver on to pitch in his old haunts.
Yeah, 16th appearance, and he has been spotless since that blown save loss against the Nationals at Citi Field, where he gave up the 2-run home run and suffered the loss. He has bounced back nicely.
Pitched a scoreless 8th inning in Colorado on Wednesday night. Nolan Arenado has great career numbers against Weaver, but looks foolish on that first cutter. 0-1. Arenado against Weaver, 5 for 11 with 2 home runs. He homered in the 2nd inning for the only Arizona run tonight. He fouls off a fastball, and it's 0-2. 98 from Weaver.
Arenado's always been footsy at the plate. If you watch him, he moves his front foot, his back foot. He stands in the box on the chalk. Just got half his foot on the chalk, and he's itchy, like fidgety with his feet.
0-2 from Weaver. Goes low and away with the cutter.
A lot of guys have, not a lot do that. He does lift his back foot and step it back a little bit when he.
We saw Mike Trout doing that last week,
and that's unusual.
I think we've seen more people do that this year than we've ever seen before.
He's almost out of the box.
And he goes after an upstairs fastball, and Weaver has a strikeout to start the bottom of the 7th, and he is throwing hard. 98 from Luke. Luke pumped up coming back to Arizona, where he spent 4 years pitching for the Diamondbacks.
Watch that. He's out of the box there, Garrett.
He's still on the line.
You think?
Yep. You just have to have part of your foot on part of the line.
Boy, he's just.
It's close.
The razor's edge.
Yep. There's Lourdes Gurriel, who's 0 for 2. Weaver started his career in St. Louis and then came to Arizona in 2019. He spent parts of 4 years with the Diamondbacks and really did not enjoy much success. He was mostly as a starter. He was 9-19 with a 4.72 ERA as a Diamondback. So you can see how he might be a little pumped up coming back here. And he is pumping strikes.
Yeah, well, he's throwing fastballs too. He likes to throw his changeup.
Throw a couple of cutters to Arenado, but has yet to throw his changeup. Gurriel is lined to center and hit a comebacker 0 for 2 against Nolan McLean, who again comes away without a win despite a fine performance. And Gurriel takes that changeup, and it just missed. 1-2. McLean threw 100 pitches over 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, a hit batsman. Lowered his ERA to 2.78. And Gurriel skies one to center. Benj right there waiting for it. 2 out. So 2 out and nobody on. Gabriel Moreno. The way the Diamondbacks have their batting order, it kind of makes it easier for an opposing manager to navigate because they have all the left-hand hitters at the top and all the right-hand hitters at the bottom. I mean, two of those left-hand hitters at the top are switch hitters, Perdomo and Vargas, but then you got Carroll, left-hand hitter, Castillo, left-hand hitter. So that would be Raley's lane. Moreno takes a cutter and a challenge.
I'm going to say it's going to be a ball. He hasn't called the corners.
It looked like a ball from here, and it is. So Diamondbacks win that challenge, and it's 2-0. Diamondbacks lost a challenge on the first pitch of the game to Juan Soto. To another Moreno, who's grounded out and walked.
Ooh,
that cutter misses outside.
I thought that was a strike.
So Weaver a little cutter happy in this inning.
Well, certainly cutter happy to Moreno.
Should have the green light with 2 out and nobody on, but he takes a strike. 3-1. Mets a run on 2 hits. The Diamondbacks a run on 3 hits. Each team got a second inning home run. Vientos for the Mets, Arenado for the Diamondbacks, and the pitching has been solid since. And that's too high, ball 4. And the Mets are going to challenge the call. Torrens thought it caught the top of the zone.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure either. Nope. So the Mets lose a challenge, and each team is down to 1 challenge left. So a 2-out base runner. Jose Fernandez is coming up. Lavelle opting not to use a pinch runner for Moreno. Fernandez came up twice against McLean and struck out both times. And he fouls off the first pitch fastball from Weaver. Fernandez struck out looking in the second, swinging in the second, looking in the 5th. 2 of the 6 strikeouts for McLean tonight. And he swings and caught Torrens. It was a pretty hard shot.
Yeah, Torrens is the tough guy, so you know it hurts. Did it get the thigh? When they're down on that one knee, it exposes that thigh.
It was enough to make him spit out his gum.
Yes.
Joe Golia, the head athletic trainer out there to try and be of some assistance.
He's hurting.
This, of course, is one of the downsides of using your catcher as a DH. If Torrens were to come out of the game, Alvarez would go behind the plate, but the Mets would lose the DH for the rest of the game.
He's going to tough it.
I'm sure you're right.
He's a
little stunned.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Golia.
Oh, we didn't like him touching his chin. Did he get hit in the mask?
We're going to go back and look at it once we see if Torrens is all right.
He looks well. Here we go.
Yeah, he's definitely in some discomfort.
This is Torrens, and he's hurting.
As much as he wants to tough it out, he might not be able to, Keith.
I am in agreement. It's something about his chin. I'd like to see where the ball hit him. Oh, right in the mask. And that
right on the point of the chin.
Yeah, and that just jars your chin.
Well, he's going to stay in, or at least try to. Ooh, see how much that hurt.
Yeah, it's like, leave me alone.
Be gentle.
I mean, you get concerned about a guy having a broken jaw. But apparently he's good enough to go.
Bravo.
Right on the heels of signing his 2-year contract extension at the start of this road trip.
I was able to congratulate him on the flight to Phoenix. I'm so happy for him.
0-2 to Jose Fernandez with Moreno at first and 2 out. 1-1 game, bottom of the 7th. 0-2 from Weaver, and it's lined the other way. A base hit for Fernandez. Moreno pulls it at second. So the Diamondbacks have their 4th hit of the night. 2 on and 2 out for Jorge Barrosa.
Boy, he really got on top of that high fastball. Watch him belt high and just get right on top.
You know, you had that long delay with Torrens being attended to. Weaver did not throw a warm-up pitch. You would have expected them to, just to, you know, keep Torrens sharp. But perhaps it affected Weaver as well. So now Barrosa, who has struck out and flied out 0 for 2. And still not pinch running for Moreno. A little surprised by that.
Well, it's a big outfield, Gary.
Got a great arm in center in Bench.
Bench is playing very deep too, Gary. It's 407 and it's a dead central. We've only got a guy to hit 1 home run so far this year.
And Barrosa takes it high, and Weaver now behind 2-0. Digging a little hole for himself with Perdomo on deck. 2-0 to Barrosa, and he skies one foul. Turned that ball completely around into the upper deck. This is only the 2nd at bat in this game for either side with a runner in scoring position. The Mets have not had a single at bat with a runner in scoring position. Arizona had one in the 1st inning. Two and 1 to Barrosa, and he throws a good change up there and gets him out in front 2-2. Weaver, for the most part, has been staying away from his changeup during this appearance. Only 4 of his 20 pitches have been changeups. That's unusual for him. 2 out. 2 on, 2-2 to Barrosa. Changeup misses down, full count.
Well, they'll be running.
Moreno and Fernandez get set to take off. 3-2 to Barrosa. And he walked him.
Another changeup.
Missed with the changeup on 2-2. Missed with the changeup on 3-2. And now the bases are loaded for Geraldo Perdomo. All of this happening after 2 out and nobody on.
Wicked foul tip off a face mask.
An 0-2 base hit by Fernandez. And now Weaver walks Barrosa to fill the bases and brings up Perdomo, who's been held in check tonight, 0 for 3. Rarely getting ready in the Mets bullpen. You got Corbin Carroll 2 batters away. That's who he's getting ready for. Perdomo has 3 hits and 7 career at bats against Luke Weaver. But he's hitting just 192 with runners in scoring position this year. So the Diamondbacks have their opportunity to get their first lead of the night. All this happening after 2 out and nobody on. Walk, single, walk.
Gosh, can they get this music a little louder?
Perdomo, 2 ground balls and a strikeout tonight, 0 for 3. Weaver will work out of the full windup. And Perdomo takes a strike with a changeup.
4 straight.
I mean, it's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get Barossa to swing it, the 2 out of the strike zone. Perdomo hooks one down to first, handled by Vientos, side retired. Weaver puts himself in a jam and gets himself out of it and keep it tied after 7. For the rest of the series, brought to you by NYU Langone Health. Clay Holmes has just been magnificent. Goes in the Fox game tomorrow against Merrill Kelly. Probably an opener in front of David Peterson on Sunday against Eduardo Rodriguez. Has really been the only solid starter this year for the Diamondbacks. Of course, you couldn't prove that by the Mets. Ryan Nelson's looked like Cy Young in 2 starts against the Mets this season. Nelson tonight went 6 2/3, allowed a run on 2 hits, struck out 7. But like Nolan McLean, he'll get a no decision as we go to the 8th. Juan Murillo, who threw 1 pitch to get the final out in the 7th, stayed on to face MJ Melendez. And MJ goes after a high fastball, 0-1. Melendez been up twice, flying out both times. Alvarez and Torrens to follow. We'll see whether Torrens is going to be good to go at the plate. They were checking him out of the dugout after the inning. Melendez gets beat on another fastball, and it's 0-2. Torrens does not have his helmet on, which makes me think they might be thinking about pinch hitting for him. We'll see. Again, if you take him out, then you lose the DH. Swing and a miss, and Melendez down on 3 fastballs for the first out in the 8th. Weeknights at 11 here on Pix 11. It's New York Nightcap presented by Nissan. Nelson Figueroa and Simone Eli get you updated on everything going on around the New York sports scene, including full coverage of the Knicks Conference semifinal series with the Sixers. Alvarez. That's the last hit for the Mets. That came leading off the 3rd inning, a single to left. Mets have only had 2 hits in this game. Vientos homered leading off the 2nd. Alvarez single leading off the 3rd. 16 of the last 17 Mets have been retired. And Alvarez beat on a high fastball. Murillo has picked up 5 straight strikes to start this inning, and there is Torrens out on deck like the Energizer Bunny. Two to Alvarez with 1 out. Francisco fouls off that fastball. Murillo's just pumping fastballs.
Yes, he is. Hasn't thrown a ball yet.
Even though the pink shoes don't necessarily match the rest of the outfit.
That's, you know, it's just, you kind of look at the color wheel, my friend.
Blue and yellow equal green. Red and yellow equals orange.
That's you know, it's a Clash.
Well,
we love the band.
We love Joe Strummer. Wide to center field, coming on quickly, Barossa, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out. A few hard hit balls for the Mets tonight. Alvarez had a couple of them. One landed for a hit. This one lands in the glove of Barossa. And so Torrens will bat with 2 out and nobody on. Brooks Raley is up in the Mets bullpen with Carroll and Del Castillo due up in the 8th. That's his lane. Torrens has struck out and grounded out 0 for 2. And takes fastball on the outer edge, 0-1. Brandon Garcia is the only lefty in the Diamondbacks bullpen.
just noticed a very odd positioning of the on-deck circles there. Soto's not even where Soto's standing. That's where that circle should be. They're really close up to the home plate. So I'm a little surprised.
Oh, and 2 to Torrens. His first breaking ball lands in the dirt after all those fastballs. One, 2 from Murillo to Torrens, and the breaking ball struck him out. So Murillo faces 4, retires 4. To the bottom of the 8th, still tied. In-game box score for the Diamondbacks brought to you by Resorts World New York City. Home run by Nolan Arenado in the 2nd inning. Diamondbacks loaded the bases in the 7th, but Luke Weaver was able to get around it, and now Brooks Raley will take over at the bottom of the 8th.
Well, Raley has only really had one outing where he got hit, got touched up. And that was at Citi Field, and otherwise he has been spotless.
Night before last, he was asked to get 4 outs against the Rockies after Tobias Myers blew up in the 6th inning. And he handled that no problem. Ildemaro Vargas will turn around about right-handed against Raley. He had a base hit to left field, batting left-handed in the 6th. And takes the first sweeper for a strike, 0-1. Vargas has one of just 4 hits for the Diamondbacks. The Mets have had but 2. It's been a pitcher's night. McLean for 6, Weaver for 1, and now Raley in the 8th. Corbin Carroll and Adrian Del Castillo, 2 left-hand hitters to follow. Changeup stays outside, a ball and a strike. Raley has just been lights out since coming back from Tommy John surgery last year. And the sweeper hit out to left center. Back in the gap goes Benj, and he's there to make the catch. 1 out. And now Carroll. Raley's going to turn 38 years old next month. You'd never know it. Carroll has a double. He's been hit by a pitch tonight, and he hits the first pitch in the air to shallow center. Benj with plenty of time to wait for it to come down, and quickly there are 2 outs. And now Del Castillo is being called back. And Ryan Waldschmidt, their #1 prospect, who was just called up today, will get his first big league plate appearance.
Called up from Marino.
Waldschmidt is 23 years old, came out of the University of Kentucky. He's a contact hitter. Justin Willard goes out to the mound, as you are allowed to do, a free mound visit when there's a pinch hitter announced.
Well, I'm sure they're scouting in the minor leagues and just going out to Raley because this is a brand new hitter right here. You don't know anything about him, and the analytics and the scouting do, and just telling him what his strengths are, what kind of hitter he is.
So here's Waldschmidt, first big league plate appearance, 2 out and nobody on, and he takes a backdoor sweeper for a strike, 0-1. I don't think he saw that pitch in AAA. Sitting 289 with 3 home runs at Reno. And he drives that one to left field. Soto will have to play it on a hop, and Waldschmidt has a base hit in his first big league at bat.
How about that?
Well, he said he was a contact hitter. Made contact with that cutter and pulled it into right. Now they'll get that baseball for Ryan Waldschmidt to put on his mantelpiece. A nice ovation from the crowd here in Arizona. They've been hearing about this kid for a while.
Little cutter. Went down and got it.
Now the go-ahead run at first. Waldschmidt had 6 steals in the minor leagues this year. Nolan Arenado the batter. And he takes a sinker for a strike, 0-1. Arenado homered for the only Diamondbacks run back in the second. And he's 2 for 2 in his career against Brooks Raley.
Double shakeoff, triple shakeoff. Oh, he quick. He almost didn't stop at the belt there, Gary. It was a quick pitch to Arenado there a little bit.
Ball and a strike to Arenado. Lourdes Gurriel would be next. Waldschmidt's base hit, the 5th of the night for Arizona. Yesterday in Colorado, it was a tie game in the 8th inning. And things got out of control for the Mets. Really trying to keep that from happening again. And Arenado swings over the changeup, and it's 2-2.
Beatty guarding the line, no doubles. I'm sure Vientos will be doing the same thing.
Arenado's always looking to pull. He hits this one the other way. Semien smothers it, gets up, low throw, and Vientos handles the hop, and they get him. Semien with a gorgeous play to take a base hit away from Arenado, and Vientos with the pick at the other end.
Well, strong defense up the middle for the Metsies, that's for sure. Semien's tremendous.
Flash in the gold, 7th of the ninth.
They don't give the gold away for nothing.
25-year-old lefty Brandon Garcia will pitch the top of the ninth.
Only his 4th appearance. Left-handers 1 for 4 off of him. Right-handers 0 for 8.
Juan Soto leads off in the top of the ninth. And chops the first one down to first. Handled by Fernandez. 1 pitch, 1 out. His offense has been nothing short of feeble tonight. 23 of the last 24 hitters have been retired. Brandon Garcia grew up in Rhode Island, in Newport. Went to Quinnipiac before he transferred to Texas A&M. Well, Bichette takes a fastball for a strike. He was with the Mariners, started his career there, got traded at the deadline last year in the deal that sent Josh Naylor to Seattle. Bichette is 0 for 3 tonight, and he bounces one on the right side. Easy play for Vargas. So 2 ground balls on 3 pitches, and Garcia's got 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Mets need a hero.
Boy, it's like they're paddling upstream without a paddle.
Brett Beatty moved up to the 3 spot in the batting order tonight, has gone 0 for 3. Brett takes a fastball for a strike. Put it this way. With the 1 run they've scored tonight, the Mets have scored 10 total runs in Nolan McLean's last 6 starts. Hard to win that way. Slider off the plate. It's 1-1 to Beatty. Mets have a lot of issues, but their offense is #1 with a bullet. Beatty hits one past the mound. Perdomo ranging to his left and throws him out. Garcia faces 3, gets 3 ground balls, and we go to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 1. Last of the ninth in a 1-1 game, and the Mets will go to their closer Devin Williams to try to get this game to extra innings.
Well, the numbers are a little deceptive. He got off to the rocky start, but he's kind of turned the corner.
Came in the 9th inning with the bases loaded Wednesday night. Struck out both hitters he faced to pick up his 5th save of the year. And here just trying to keep this game even as he faces 6, 7, and 8 in the Arizona batting order. Gurriel, Moreno, and Fernandez.
He has not given up a run on this on the road trip. Excuse me, 3 saves.
Lourdes Gurriel is 0 for 3, lined out to center in the second, since that has hit a comebacker and fly to center. Gurriel takes fastball outside for ball 1. Nolan McLean went 6, allowed a run on 3 hits. Luke Weaver and Brooks Raley each turned in a scoreless inning. And now Williams trying to keep it even. Gurriel takes that one up and away, so Williams missing badly with his first 2 fastballs.
Vientos way off the line on Gurriel.
And Gurriel hits one right at the shortstop. Bichette one-hands it. 1 out. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play shortstop exactly the way Bo Bichette does. So far, he's been fine there since he's had to fill in his position.
He's been there. He's been fine. They did a good job adjusting to third base.
Those routine grounders that he fields with one hand, you just don't see too many shortstops do that.
And on the side, which is very trusting of the infield.
Gabriel Moreno hits one to Bichette. This time he backhands it, and the throw is true. And so Williams gets 2 ground balls from his first 2 hitters.
There's the backhand, right? It's a nice little easy long hop for him.
So 2 out and nobody on. And now Jose Fernandez, who had a base hit in the 7th. Diamondbacks would load the bases with 2 out in that 7th inning before Weaver was able to squirm out of it. Fernandez, the late addition of the lineup when Ketel Marte was scratched because of illness. Ronnie always says, watch out for those guys. Up and away to Fernandez, ball 1. Good changeup. That was a true airbender by Williams. A ball and a strike.
It's just a big sinking action. There's your sink. I know they like to give it a designation, an airbender, and that's fine, but it's really a sinking change and a good one.
If he can get Fernandez quickly, maybe Williams could pitch the 10th as well.
Good
on the
spot.
Outside corner with the changeup, and it's 1-2.
Good location there. Good spot.
I mean, he's thrown 7 pitches now. If he can get this at bat over in the next couple of pitches, you got to at least think about bringing it back for the 10th, right?
You could. It's a big game to win right here.
1-2. Struck him out with the changeup. Williams makes quick work of the Diamondbacks in the 9th on 8 pitches, and we're going to extra innings. Well, I'm sure Carlos Mendoza thinking the same way we are, talking to Devin Williams as to whether he can go back out there for the 10th. We'll see what they decide. Tobias Myers is starting to throw in the bullpen, so we'll see. Meanwhile, Brett Beatty will be the free runner. Leading off in the 10th would be Mark Vientos against Kevin Ginkel, the veteran right-hander. Vientos accounted for the Mets run with a 2nd inning home run. Beatty the free runner at 2nd as we start the 10th. And Vientos lines one toward the left field corner. That's down for an extra base hit. Beatty is in with the lead run. Vientos has his 2nd extra base hit of the day. He wastes no time. A first pitch RBI double, and the Mets go in front 2-1 in the 10th. Big night for Vientos. He opens the scoring, and now he puts the Mets ahead in extra innings.
Well, we said good high ball hitter, and this is a pitch that on the little below the letters. Running in on his hands, and look how strong he is, hitting a double down the left field line.
Now we're going to get a pinch runner. Vidal Brujan will come in to run for Vientos. Vientos comes out. Brujan will come in for defense. Guess they'll move Beatty to first, move Bichette to 3rd, and put Brujan in at short.
That would be what I think you are correct.
Now we see whether Benj is asked to bunt. Essential to try and get this second run home.
Let him,
Diamondbacks are playing in at the corners.
let him swing and try to pull.
And he does swing and fouls it off.
That'll try to get the ball to runner over minimum.
Bench is 0 for 2 and a walk tonight. Runners are still in for the Diamondbacks. Arenado on the grass and Fernandez on the cutout. Ruhan with outstanding speed at second base. Perdomo trying to keep him close. And Bench fouls off another one, this time on a slider, and it's 0-2. Ginkel was a dominant reliever a few years ago. He's been put in a lesser role this year after a rough go and an injury-plagued 2025, not throwing quite as hard as he did 2 years ago. He's ahead on Bench, 0-2. Threw him a high fastball. Marcus Semien is the on-deck batter. Mets have just 3 hits tonight, but 2 of them extra base hits by Mark Vientos. A home run in the second, an RBI double here in the 10th. 1-2 to Bench, and he fouls off another fastball. In the bottom of the 10th, the Diamondbacks will have the 9, 1, and 2 batters. Orosa, Perdomo, and Vargas, and then Carroll due up 4th in the inning. It really behooved the Mets to put up a crooked number here on the 10th. And Bench hits one toward the gap in left center field, slicing away from Orosa. That's down for an extra base hit. It hops over the wall for a ground rule double. Ruhan comes home to score, and the Mets have a 2-run lead in the 10th. Carson Bench drives on a run with a 2-base hit, and it's 3-1 New York. Well, he didn't bunt, and he didn't hit the ball to the right side, but he sure produced.
Impressive on the breaking ball here. Went down and got it and hit it where it was pitched.
So back-to-back RBI doubles from Vientos and Bench. Now Semien gets a bunt down. He might beat this out, and he will. A perfect bunt by Marcus Semien, and the Mets have runners at first and third. Three straight hits for New York to start this top of the 10th.
Smart. This is a straight sacrifice. Where was Arenado playing here?
So now the Diamondbacks are going to bring the infield most of the way in. Now they bring it all the way in.
I'm shocked that Arenado was playing back. It is so critical.
I mean, if they were playing in for Bench, you would think they would play in for Semien in a similar circumstance against a right-hander.
I don't get it.
Pitching coach Brian Kaplan going out to the mound. The entire infield grouped around him. They've got to play the infield in. It's nobody out, and they're already down by 2 runs. Jonathan Loaizaga gets up in the Diamondbacks bullpen. But MJ Melendez with a chance to blow the doors off this game.
Shocking that Arenado was playing back.
So now Melendez is 0 for 3, flied out twice and struck out. And Perdomo's playing back at short.
Wow.
How can you do that?
You got to come in.
You got to cut off the run at the plate. There's nobody out.
Even look at second base.
A slider at the feet of Melendez. He did not swing. Ball 1. I don't understand that at all. I mean, even if you try to double play, you're going to let a third run score in the inning?
Well, look what a second baseman's playing now. He's even deeper.
1-0 to Melendez. And he fouls back that high slider. And a pitch to hit there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Mets have ambushed Kevin Ginkel here in the 10th. Vientos' first pitch. Driving one down the left field line for the double that put the Mets in front. Bench down in the count, driving it to left center to get a run in. And then Semien with a bunt. And now Melendez takes up and away, and it's 2-1. Francisco Alvarez is the on-deck batter. check in on Semien. Now the question is, if Carlos Mendoza wanted Williams to go out for the 10th, how many runs do you need to score to not bring him back for the 10th?
I think you're looking at that runner at third base.
Fly ball foul off to the left. You think with a 3-run lead they would not bring him back? I don't know. I don't know what the parameters are. I mean, if you get a 6-run lead, then you're not going to bring him back.
Well, they've got available Warren, who I really like.
Well, they've got Myers
up. Myers has been the guy up.
Melendez fouls back the fastball. The Mets just looking to tack on as many as they can now. They've been provided with an opportunity to break this game open. Williams is sitting there like he is still in the game, which makes sense. Only threw 8 pitches in the 9th. 2-2 coming, and the slider struck him out. So a big strikeout for Ginkel. Now they can play for the double play and get themselves out of the inning.
But still, I'd be halfway.
Well, with Alvarez, I mean, he's grounded into more double plays than anybody in the majors this year. Torey Lovullo on his way out to the mound, so going to make a pitching change. Jonathan Loaisiga will come on to pitch. Guy who throws a heavy sinker to try and get the double play ball. So Loaisiga in, Ginkel out. Mets have 2 runs home in the 10th. They lead at 3-1. We'll be right back to Arizona in a moment. Justin Willard with his lineup card next to Devin Williams, so they're talking about who Devin's going to face in the 10th. Mets though will try to add to this 3-1 lead. The 8-year Yankee Jonathan Loaisiga in to pitch to Francisco Alvarez, and now they bring the shortstop Perdomo in. I don't get it. You've got a guy at the plate who is a slow runner who hits into more double plays than anybody in baseball, and now you're going to bring your shortstop in?
Well, we've got, you know, Torey over there he does things a little unorthodox, I must say. I would play back for 2.
I mean,
particularly
it makes all the sense in the world,
particularly Alvarez, who pulls.
Alvarez hit 2 balls hard tonight, a single to left and a line out to center. Benj at third, Semien at first with 1 out. Semien takes off and no throw. Semien goes in standing up with his 5th stolen base of the year, and I think 3 of the 5 have been exactly like that. First and third situations where they didn't throw.
That takes away the double play.
Now you got to play the infield in.
Yep, no question.
1-1 to Alvarez. Chance to drive in a pair here. At least get a fly ball and get that runner in from third.
It would break the game open, and then you would be able to sit Williams down.
Alvarez 0 for 2 in his career against Loaisiga. Ground ball snagged by Loaisiga, flips it home, and Benj is tagged out. Semien goes to third. Great play by Loaisiga. Benj's read was that ball was up the middle, but Loaisiga stuck out that glove and made a great play.
Well, I just feel that he was probably contact. Well, you know, contact. He was told on contact to go.
Might have tried to get into a rundown to allow Alvarez to go to second, but was too far committed. So now 2 out of the inning, and here's Torrens, who was 0 for 3 tonight. Semien now at third, Alvarez at first with 2 out. 2 runs home in the inning. And a grounder to third. Arenado's got it. Makes the throw across in time. Side retired. That's going to pair an RBI doubles by Vientos and Benj. Williams will try and close it out. Well, it's not going to be Devin Williams in the 10th. It's going to be Tobias Myers to bid for the save.
Yep, and coming off his worst outing of the year in Colorado, and just gave up some bolts, but really he's been solid.
Vidal Brujan stays in the game at shortstop. That moves Bo Bichette to third and Brett Beatty to first. Well, what you hope with Tobias Myers is that it was the altitude. The splitter wasn't working particularly well.
Or just a bad outing, Garrett. Didn't have it.
He'll be bidding for the first save of his major league career. Jose Fernandez is the free runner. Jorge Barrosa, the first man to bat. Barrosa is 0 for 2 and a walk in this game. And Myers starts him off with a fastball down for ball 1. Waldo Perdomo and Ildemaro Vargas, 2 switch hitters to follow the left-hand batting Barrosa. 3-1 New York, bottom of the 10th. And that one catches the top of the zone for a strike. 1-1. Mets are playing their 7th extra inning game. 7 of their first 38. 2-4 in extra innings. The Diamondbacks are 2-1. Now Barrosa swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 1-2.
Remember that Myers got hurt with his changeup, Garrett, in Colorado that last outing. He's coming out throwing his heater.
Yeah, that split change was just not diving for him. Sitting right in the middle of the plate.
That's strike.
He gets that fastball in there for a call, 3rd strike. Barrosa's going to challenge.
And he's going to go sit down.
And it is a strike. And that's the first out of the bottom of the 10th. So now the Diamondbacks are out of challenges.
Strike.
So 1 out. Fernandez still at second. And here's Perdomo, who's 0 for 4 tonight. A strikeout and 3 ground balls. And he pops one a mile high on the right side. Semien calling for it. And he's got it. 2 out. So Myers retires the first 2 on just 5 pitches. And now if he can get Vargas out, he can avoid facing Corbin Carroll. Vargas, though, the major league hitting leader coming into the night. He's gone 1 for 4 in this game. He got the base hit batting left-handed in the 6th. And he'll come up left-handed here against Myers.
Won a nice little 1-2-3.
And Vargas takes one right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Vargas 0 for 1 in his career against Myers. Mets bullpen has been impeccable. Weaver, Raley, Williams each pitched a scoreless inning. Now Myers trying to follow suit. 0-1 to Vargas. And he fouls off the splitter. And now the Diamondbacks are down to their final strike. Myers trying to become the first Met pitcher other than Devin Williams to get a save this year. Williams stands to be the winning pitcher if Myers can close it out. 0-2 to Ildemaro Vargas.
Oh boy, that was a defensive swing.
Ball came up and in, and he managed to somehow hack it foul.
That is emergency hack.
That's how you hit 360, by staying in a bats like that.
It's tough. Got 2 strikes. You can't be wailing.
Myers ahead 0-2. Poked foul. So Vargas, who is a guy who goes out of the strike zone a lot and makes contact most of the time. He did strike out against McLean in the 3rd inning, but he is a guy who puts the bat on the ball. Fernandez at second and 2 out. 0-2 to Vargas. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. Tobias Myers gets the first save of his major league career. Mark Vientos with a home run and an RBI double. And the Mets take the opening game of the series in Arizona to go to 5-2 on this road trip as they win it in 10, 3-1.
And Mendy showing confidence in Myers, and Myers responding. Vientos, he's having a heck of a road trip. That's 8 RBIs. The 2 we drove in today gives him 8 on this road trip with 3 home runs. And don't forget, he could have had 5 home runs with that wind blowing in Colorado. So he's been getting some big hits in this road trip here, this 5-2 road trip.
The true team effort as the Mets bullpen turns in 4 solid innings behind Nolan McLean, who pitched well again tonight. Lowered his ERA to 2.78, put the Mets in a position to win, and they did just that. Vientos with a home run and the go-ahead double in the 10th as the Mets win it 3-1. Game summary brought to you by Stop and Shop. Mets baseball on Pix 11 is brought to you by the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, by Empire City Casino. More play, more perks. Earn it all here with MGM Rewards. Ride the thrill. By Parker Life, we make aging part of life. And by Planet Fitness, join now for $1 down and only $15 a month. Deal ends May 15th. Final score tonight in 10. The Mets 3, the Diamondbacks 1. Tomorrow's game is on Fox. Sunday, we're on SNY. First pitch at 4:10. Coverage begins at 3:30 for the final game of the road trip. Mets and Diamondbacks. Next Pix game in 2 weeks from Miami, May 22nd. Coverage begins that night at 6:30. Coming up next on Pix 11, it's American Bible Challenge, and on SNY, it's Mercedes-Benz post-game live. Now for Keith Hernandez and their entire crew, I'm Gary Cohen in Phoenix. We'll see you Sunday over on SNY.